I think that the Hizmet movement is making a tremendous contribution to world peace, and I think that Gülen has inspired them to be concerned about world peace. I am Maureen McCormack. I'm a Sister of Loretto, and I live in Denver, Colorado. And my education is, I have a Ph.D. in psychology and education. I mostly now do interfaith work and environmental work. And I've taught in both elementary school and college, and have belonged to I was president of the Sisters of Loretto and belonged to the Leadership Conference of Women Religious. I was on their board and their executive committee. I learned about the Hizmet movement here in Denver through the Multicultural Mosaic Foundation, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Turkey in 2007 on one of the wonderful trips that the Mosaic Foundation sponsors. And I met a number of the people who are part of the Hizmet movement, and I'm very impressed with them. They are very hospitable, kind, gentle people, and reaching out to all kinds of people all over the world. It was just quite impressive. I learned about Fethullah Gülen through the Multicultural Mosaic Foundation, and I've been very impressed by him. He's such an inspiration to all the people in the Hizmet movement, and he has inspired a whole generation of people who don't believe in having enemies, and who are very open to all kinds of people, religious people of all faith traditions and people of no faith. Fethullah Gülen talks about people who are, he talks about the heart's spiritual liveliness, and I've loved that expression. And when I went to Turkey, I met the people that I really represent the heart's spiritual liveliness. And I also appreciated, he talks about hearts becoming wide like the ocean. And he speaks of that in terms of people, being accepting of all traditions and all peoples. And I think the fact that they learn so much from people of other traditions are very open to all the people. One of the things that I think Fethullah Gülen has really focused on is the importance of schools. And so there are, 100 Gülen schools, or Hizmet schools, whichever way they call them, all over the world, about 160 different countries. And so Gülen had a dream, really, about the how important it would be for the youth to learn the kinds of things that actually were part of his whole life. I find his teachings just have impressed and been important to so many people all over the world. It's just amazing to learn about him. I think it's the best of Islam. Gülen himself talks about the Quran as speaking of justice and all kinds of goodness, truth, beauty, also opposed to any kind of violence, things that would be just detrimental to living a good life. I think it's such a gift to the world that the people in the Hizmet movement dialogue with people of all different faith traditions because they're so open. I find them just amazingly just interested in and compassionate toward all people. Gülen himself was so appreciative of all things in nature and felt that really nature and all the beauty of nature speaks to us of God. And it's pretty amazing. I find the people that I have met through the Multicultural Mosaic Foundation are just very open to all kinds of people, and I think Gülen would be proud of how they are to people they meet all over the world. I find the people that I have met through the Multicultural Mosaic Foundation they're a group with young families, and I'm impressed that the men in the families help the women with the work. It's not the women's work is the work in the kitchen and the cooking. The men do that as much as the women do, and it's really impressive. Well, when Fethullah Gülen talks about a Muslim cannot be a terrorist and a terrorist cannot be a Muslim, I think that's very important because there are so many misleading understandings of Muslims around the world, and it seems that much of the media coverage is around some of the violence and people making false statements about how all of that is allowed and encouraged by the Quran, and it's not been my experience from the Muslim people that I have met, and so I just think it's so important to be doing this series because from people all over the world, because it shows that there's another side of Muslim life that is more true to what it is to be a Muslim. I think that the Hizmet movement is making a tremendous contribution to world peace, and I think that Gülen has inspired them to be concerned about world peace because he himself was very, very involved in peace and the peace movement all over the world, and so I think it's a great contribution that they make. The focus on education in the Hizmet movement, I think, is so important because it's at all levels, from children all the way up through university and beyond. And it seems that if people can learn about the tradition and the values and how to live a good life, a lot of that happens through education, and so that actually one of the things I think is perhaps different from the Hizmet movement and other traditions of Muslims is the fact that they have so many schools and that education is so central to their teaching. I think it's so important for the Muslims in the Hizmet movement to be working against poverty all over the world, because I find in the ones that I have met through the Multicultural Mosaic Foundation and the people in Turkey that I met, the generosity of the people is outstanding, and they give of themselves and their treasure to help people improve their own lives, and it's a very important mission. I know less about the current political situation in Turkey than the people of Turkey and other parts of the world, but I tell you, I was so saddened really by what I do know about it, because the people that I have met who are part of the Hizmet movement are so different from the accusations of what they're like through the government, and it seems that my sense is that the Prime Minister Erdogan, his own confidence in his ability to govern, I think, is threatened by people in the Hizmet movement. And what is so unfortunate is that the Hizmet movement could so enrich the government that my own sense is that the people, Gülen and his followers, are wanting to, help make everything better in the country, including in the political situation. So I'm very saddened by what's happening there now, and it seems very, very unjustified.